when you're in the middle of your journey, it may be rough. It may be really rough. I'm talking like being outside of Noah's Ark during the flood rough. I'm talking like sandpaper boots rough. Like it's rough. The Gifted Biscuit podcast hosted by me, Jahlil Tobee, aka Captain CoStar, aka Mr. Thick Beard Bad Body, aka your guy with Google Eye. What's going on? It's another day, and I am happy to say that we are motherfucking back. It took forever, but I am so happy. As you can see, we got all the effects now, huh? We have it all. But what I do not have is a filter. So I'm gonna just let y'all know as a little disclaimer, I curse a lot. If that ain't what you're into, or if you are close to your parents, please understand that whatever whooping you may or may not incur due to what I may say is not my fault. Now, before we start, let me just thank everyone for their support. If you're on the YouTube version, thank you so much for watching. Hey, hit the sub button, follow, like, share, all that good shit. If you're listening to us on the podcast format, hey, thank you for the listen. Hit the 5-star button, helps us with the algorithm, all that good shit. Dang, it's been a minute, so my ex will gonna be rusty. Let me say, like I said, you can get the show on the go on YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify, Anchor. Pretty much anywhere where you get a podcast, you can listen to me. So, all I gotta do, go on your favorite podcasting site, click in Gifted Biscuit, hit that follow, and like I said, if you like the show, support me, and support the channel and the growth and the vision, hit the follow button, subscribe, share, all that good shit, because it helps move me up the algorithm so I can get the bag, and I need the bag because I am poor. And I keep hitting my damn mic filter, goddamn. We rusty here, we rusty right now. Anyway, the day that I'm recording this is October 6th, 2020. It is episode 3. Man, it has been freaking crazy, but that is not why you are here. You are here for motivation, inspiration, and all that good shit in between. So let's hop into this shit. So, elephant in the room, besides me, we renovated the studio. Let's talk about it. Now, we renovated the studio because if you look at the first episodes, it was bland, it was boring, and all you could see was my black ass face, which is cool, I'm pretty and sexy, but that's not why you're here. No. You're here for what I can bring to you, but also, you don't want to be bored. So we renovated the studio, and in the process, we renovated the format that we're going to be doing this in. So there are going to be some changes, and we're going to get to that in a minute. But first, I just want to take a second to just bask in the glory of having a studio set and having things that look so dang good. Look, I know to you guys are just seeing this for probably the first time, and you don't really care that much. But this is such a huge improvement. If you go back, if you even want to go back, if you go back, you'll notice just how blank this wall behind me really was and the nasty color it was. So much better now. Okay, moment over. Let's get into topic number 1. Topic number 1 is we're changing the show. We are changing the show format. Now, it's not that you guys raised any concerns. It's not that anyone said any one thing or to me or another. I just was unhappy with where the show was going, and that's a part of why I took the hiatus to not only renovate the studio, but renovate the whole, thing as a whole, right? So, originally when we started it, hold on, let me get this water. Y'all know, that's staying the same. I'm gonna get my water in, because I'll be talking. I'll be talking. So, where was I? Fuck, damn, I'm rusty. Look, listen. I'm changing the show up. So originally when I started, the show was about an hour and a half, right? It was an hour and a half. It was definitely more than 20, 30 minutes. And I was doing that because I was trying to mirror the podcasts that I listened to before I started. And those podcasts are topical, and they're based off of news, right? But also, they normally have a co-host. Now, when you have a co-host, you can just have conversations. So y'all can just back and forth for an hour, 2 hours, no problem, right? And again, the topics you guys are talking about are so wild and crazy that you can keep an audience interested in it for 2 hours. That's not this. I know what this is, and I know what I am. And as entertaining and as voluptuous and as beautiful as I am, you don't want to stare at my face for 2 hours. As a creator, you don't have time for that. You need to be out there creating, to be out there inventing, to be out there finding the world's best spice, making the greatest song, doing whatever. You don't have time for that. So, we're changing the show. From now on, it's going to be get in there, get out. 20, 30 minutes, enough for you to get a drive, right? Because that's who I want to watch this. I want you, you're going to go get some new supplies for that new thing you're thinking about, or you're going to go get some food because you've been working on your project, editing it for 8 hours. Hey, turn me on. I'd rather you not turn me on, like, sexually. I mean, like, if you're down for that, like, like, maybe, that might be an OnlyFans idea. But no, seriously. Turn on the podcast, listen to me for like 20 minutes while you're in traffic, while you're going through freaking road rage, which, by the way, side note, I've been road raging, y'all. I've been road raging so hard. I know y'all look at me and you're like, nah, what's he gonna road rage for? He's a gigantic teddy bear. Listen, these people in Florida are extra, and they really keep trying to cut me off, and they will look at me, they will make eye contact with me like you're doing now, and they will still try to cut me off, and I'm not having it. I'm not having it. I have too many problems without someone trying to get into a car accident with me, all right? No. I get off topic. That's exactly why I need to trim the show down, because not only am I not staying on topic half the damn time, but like, I was also trying to drag the show. So, like I said, the topics that I would go through, I was burning through them like 10, 15, 20 minutes, and then I was trying to drag the show, and there's no point. That's not what we're about. We're trying to create value in people's lives, right? The reason why you're on my show, the reason why you're listening to me in the first place, is because you were trying to either increase your value that you can give to your customers, to your audience, to yourself. So you're listening to me for that. You don't have time to be sitting there doing something for 2 hours while listening to me drone on. No. What you do have time for is a good 20, 30 minutes. That's an episode of Seinfeld. Everybody got an episode of Seinfeld to waste or to invest in themselves, however you want to look at it. So, I mentioned the word value. And I'm going to be honest with you, that word is going to start coming up a lot more. The word value, because that's the ticket, right? That's the golden ticket. That's the Willy Wonka of the whole thing. This channel, this podcast, my website, all of my branding is to increase value within myself, within the creators that watch me, within the community as a whole, as a Black person, and as a creator, right? I want to not only receive the value, monetarily, because I'm poor, but also I want to give it because that is the way this works, right? Rule number one of creating is that you need to find a way to give someone something they did not already have or enhance their lives in some way, and in return they enhance your life. Again, either monetarily with the bag or mentally and spiritually with good messages. Also, hey, I have an email. You ever want to hit me up? It's CaptainCoStar123@gmail.com. I take questions, comments, concerns, all that good shit. So, yes, we want to be providing you guys value. We want to be providing you guys all that good stuff, okay? So, we're going to go on to topic number 2, because like I said, I'm not dragging the shit out no more. Y'all got shit to do. I don't got time to be listening to me. That, and if these things are shorter, I can edit them faster, get them out to you guys faster, be more consistent, all that good jazz, Ooh, I mean, that water be bussin', y'all. The water is bussin', yo, like, off topic, okay? Now, to the actual main topic of this show, the title of the show, being in the middle of your journey. Now, when you're in the middle of your journey, it may be rough. It may be really rough. I'm talking like being outside of Noah's Ark during the flood rough. I'm talking like sandpaper boots rough. Like it's rough, you know? But you'll get through it. You'll get through it, right? Sometimes, and I've talked about this before, creative blocks, rough patches. Like, those things happen in the middle of your creative journey. They don't have to happen all the time, but they happen a lot. So when this happens, those things can discourage you. They can make you feel like you're not going to make it. They can make you doubt the project as a whole, and you have to get past that, right? So I just want to take this time real quick and tell you, no, you're just in the middle of it, right? And it's crazy because when you finish that thing, when you finish that journey, whatever, however long or small that thing is, that project or your life or your career or whatever goal you have, that is a journey. And when we're in the middle of it, we can't actually see how much growth we are accumulating until you get to the other side and you're like, you know what? Actually, I had that the whole time. There was some moments where it was touch and go, but I really had it though. Case in point, renovating the studio. And that honestly is the main point of this whole episode, is really patting myself on the back low key, because I feel like I don't do that enough. And we really got to start patting ourselves on the back for the hard shit that we do. Deadass. Like, this stuff took me so long because I've never done anything like that before, you know? I don't decorate. I don't do that. Like, my website looks amazing. I do visual design, but you're talking like Pinterest type stuff like this? That's a tobacco candle, people. I don't do that. I had to learn that. I had to sit there online for a couple hours listening to Becky's talk about shelving and layers and odd number of items. And it was cool. It was fun. But I want to let y'all know, like, when I was in the middle of decorating the studio, finding a color palette that I like, you know, buying new clothes, vamping up the place, getting better lighting, painting the studio, all that stuff, when I was in the middle of it, I did not know what the flying fuck I was doing, and I did not know if it would work, and I doubted myself. And a large part of the reason why it took me so long to get back on camera to you guys was because I doubted if I could actually fucking do it. Right? Case in point, another fucking example. Just getting to the point where I could be on camera, right? Because it does take a minute to get comfortable on camera, because yes, I'm talking to you, who's ever watching this, but in reality, I'm by myself in a fucking room staring at a camera lens, right? Getting to that point was another journey for me that was very difficult, right? You don't, especially when you're editing, you gotta hear your own voice. I hate my voice. I hate it. But now I hate it for different reasons. Originally, I hated it because I didn't think it sounded good. But now I just hate it because I hate hearing my voice 10 times when I edit shit. But that's besides the point. What I'm trying to say is, like I said, your journey, whatever that is, if that is working out today, if that is going and doing an errand, if that is starting your business, learning something new, making a conscious decision to grow, whatever that is, that becomes a journey within and of itself. And sometimes when we're in the middle of that journey, that shit gets rough. So it's nice to have a reminder of, hey, listen, it gets better. I know it's rough. I know this is the darkest hour. But trust me, when you make it over that hill, it gets better. Right? Now, I'm gonna tell you this, and this is part of my closing statements, but I'm gonna reiterate it now because I thought it was hella smart, and I was like, this gonna get him, right? So the reason why did you start your journey, right? Because you had a vision for yourself, right? You saw something that currently didn't exist, and you decided to bring that into reality, right? That's your vision, right? Now, when you are going in your journey, and it gets dark, it gets difficult, what is gonna carry you through that dark part? Your vision, right? You gotta see yourself out of it. You gotta believe in your vision, believe in what you're seeing to navigate your way out of that dark part. Yeah. I'm on some real Tony Robbins stuff right now. I'm feeling hype right now. That's the type of quality content you get from Gifted Biscuit version 2. You heard? I'm hype. Alright? I am fucking hype. So, other than that, I'm gonna always bring this back to the main question whenever I bring up a topic of why is this important to think or consider this topic, and What value does this add to you? And what value does this add to me, right? Because like I said, the whole point of this whole thing is that as a creator, I want to open up a dialogue to other creators to talk and grow and learn and communicate and do better and create better content and fill this space with more faces that look like me. And if I can get up there, if I can get popular, and I can show another little black boy, hey, you can do exactly what I did? Hell yeah. That's exactly what I want. So, why is this important? Honestly, commitment to a goal and seeing a goal through to the end are some of the hardest parts for me, right? As an entrepreneur, I have a million great ideas. And before I got to this point, I would have a million great ideas. I would spend like a week on them. I'd obsess and I'd get closer. And then I'd just drop them. Because it'd start to get difficult. It'd start to get hard. And I didn't have enough faith in it. And I didn't have the vision to see it through. But then I started this. And it gets hard. There are some days when I don't want to do it. There are some days when I'm like, nah, no one's going to watch this. No one's going to look at this. This isn't worth it. But then I take a step back and I'm like, no, when you finish that video, you're going to be proud of it. When you finish redecorating the studio, you're going to be proud of it. And I'm fucking proud of it. I'm proud of myself right now talking to you guys because I got here. Like, just getting here took so much effort for me that I'm happy that I'm just here in front of you guys. So I just want to, again, I want to take a second. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you for understanding the path that I'm going through. Thank you for being on it with me, And as far as the value that this has towards you and me, this message is so important to me and it brings value to me because, like I said, it helps me remind myself to keep going and keep moving forward. And that's all that matters at the end of the day when it comes to the value that it adds to your life. Is it just reminds you to keep moving forward. All that matters is that you are up and to the right every day. If it is doing one extra push-up, if it is setting up an extra asset to edit later, if it is making another business contact, hey, do what you gotta do up and to the right, all right? Sometimes your business is gonna be slow. Sometimes your art may not hit like it used to. Sometimes your song is gonna slap as hard as it used to. Sometimes your food ain't gonna taste as good. But that's okay. Low points happen. But you just gotta see yourself through it. And then you're gonna look back and be like, you know what? I was tripping. But I'm lit now. So yeah, I'm lit right now. Right now, this is a high point for me because I'm here and this episode is about to close. Like I said, I'm keeping these real short, real split. Maybe we can expand them later as the ideas grow and as I evolve and as this brand evolves. Maybe we can do them longer. But for right now, I just want to give y'all quick snippets to think about, sit on. Hey, if you like what you heard, hey, hit me up on my socials. I'll be on Instagram, Twitter. Twitch is coming soon in like 2 months when that PS5 drops, you heard? All that good shit. I be on there lurking on Six Brown Chicks and on Careless Mike. I be there. Hit me up. So, main takeaways before we get to our closing statement. Like I said, it's gonna be rough sometimes in the middle of that journey, but be faithful to your vision, the reason why you started. And I promise you, as long as you're faithful to that vision and you were up and to the right, at the end of the day, you will eventually get to the other side and you'll be able to look at that shit and you'll see how much you've grown from it. And as far as my content and how I'm going to evolve and change, and as far as everything else like that, I'm going to change and evolve this vision for the most part to bring you guys the most value for your time that you choose to spend with me. I understand that every minute that you choose to watch me or any other creator like me, you are spending that purposely, right? You don't get that back. So I want to make sure that every minute that you spend watching me, you get something out of it because I understand that time exchange. So with that said, closing statements. Thank you so much for listening or watching. If you're watching the video version at the Coffee Shop Network on YouTube, shameless plug, or Spotify, SoundCloud, Anchor, all them other good shit, they be updating regularly. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for taking your time. If you enjoyed it, hey, follow, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. especially if you think someone else can get this message and really like it. Speaking of which, if you like stuff like this, hey, consider visiting my website, giftedbiscuit.com. We post articles that go more in depth about all aspects of the creative journey, from motivation to inspiration to finance, self-care, all that stuff in between. And also, if you really want to support me as well and give me some sweet cash, you can donate to CashApp at $CaptainCoStar. It will be here. If you're on the video version, it should be, again, like I said, here. If it's on the audio version, maybe in the description. I'm not really sure. It doesn't matter. If you want to, you'll find it. Either way, thank you again for listening. Make sure to follow wherever the podcast is found, as we post every week. I try every Tuesday. I'm going to see you guys on the next episode. Peace. If you like this episode, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for all of our new episodes. Also, consider visiting www.giftedbiscuit.com for more in-depth articles, from inspiration to motivation to much more. Have a great day.